Hello and welcome back to the podcast. Right, I've got a really good episode today, and I'm going to try my hardest not to rant. So I'm going to have to kind of bite my lips slightly. I'm really passionate about this subject, which means that I usually want to have a bit of a shout at the microphone, a bit of a rant. I'm going to try my hardest not to do that today. So I'm, of course, talking about property presentation today, which is a personal bugbear of mine because it's so easy to get it right, yet 90% of all estate agents are getting it massively wrong. So let's start off with the basics, shall we? So the job of your property listing. Now, this isn't to sell the property. Kelsa Breeze, that is your job. You are there to sell the property. The job of the property listing is just to get your phone ringing. That's all it's there for. Just to sort of look at the property and go, that's a good looking house. I can imagine myself living there. I'm going to speak to that estate agent. Good, amazing, job done, property listing. So let's always keep that idea in our minds. It's going to be really crucial as we work our way through today's episode. What many agents do is they give it all away. So the comparison I would use here is imagine I put you on Tinder tomorrow. Could I find 5 good pictures where you look all right that we go on Tinder where some people are going to swipe right on yourself, which is a good thing for those who haven't used Tinder before. We want some swipe rights. Could you find 5 good pictures? Probably just about. I can talk from a guy's point of view. Guys don't normally have nice pictures of themselves, so it's a bit of a struggle to find 5 pictures, but I'm sure we could find some ones where you're looking all right in the grand scheme of things. Could we find 40 pictures of you where you're looking really good, where everyone will be like, wow, every one of these 40 pictures are absolute bangers? Probably not. I'm sure towards picture 37, 38, 39, and 40, it's going to go downhill quite quickly. And there's lots of videos of you and pictures of you yawning on a night out or mid sneeze or whatever it may be. So, what we want to do is move away from this giving it all away. And we just want to show off the best bits of the home that we are looking to sell in the not too distant future. So, let's keep that message going forward. So pictures, let's start there. We've mentioned it on the sort of Tinder profile side of things already. Rightmove recommend between 9 and 12 pictures for every property you put on the market. This should be the best 9 to 12 pictures for that property. I don't need to see the shed. I don't need to see the downstairs toilet. In fact, unless it's a particularly amazing bathroom, I don't really need to see the bathroom. If it's just a white suite that was installed in 1995, I really don't need to see that. Just show me the best bits of that property. That might be the living combination, the garden, for example, the kitchen. Just show me the best bits. That's our best pictures for our Tinder profile that you go across that people go, yep, I'd swipe right on that. So that's number one place to start. Number two is things like video tours. I'm really passionate about this. So many agents don't do video tours. So Rightmove stats show that just by having a video tour, good, bad, ugly, whatever it may be, you will get about 8% more views on your listing and 6% more leads. So good news. Who doesn't want 6% more leads on the property they sell? But many people will go, aha, I don't put a video tour on my listing because I want people to pick up the phone to actually view the property instead of just watching the video online and then not viewing the home. And they're absolutely right. But they're thinking too literally about a video tour. We don't want a tour of the entire property. In the same way that if I went on Tinder and I did a video tour of everything I'm about, good bits and bad bits, people would be like, yeah, I like the good bits, but those bad bits weren't ideal for myself. So exactly the same mentality with this. We just want to show off the best couple of bits. So a video tour could literally be 1 or 2 rooms in the property. This might be the garden, for example, the kitchen, master bedroom, whatever it may be. The best bits we're looking at to say this is the best parts of the property. If you like the look of this, you're going to love the rest of it. Pick up the phone, give me a call. And with that, your listing has done its job. What really frustrates me with regard to listings as well is when people put the text on that Rightmove already shows, like head in hand times. Now, I can't remember the exact number of characters. I think it's around 250, 300 characters, that sort of direction. When you first put a listing on Rightmove, it's the bit on the search page where it says, Chris Webb Estate Agents are pleased to bring on the market, all that sort of stuff. It's that initial bit there. In my experience, that's the core thing that people read. Do they read the full description? Some will, some won't. But most people read that little bit of text. And again, like a bio on a Tinder page, if it's terrible, you're swiping left. Whereas if it's really good, you're like, oh, cool. That sounds really interesting for myself. I'm going to look at some more detail in it. Now, information we already know by our listings going up on Rightmove. We know it is a four-bedroom detached house with two bathrooms, for example. We know 90% of the address. We know the price, and we even know the estate agent it's going on the market with. So the worst thing we can do is Chris Webb estate agents are pleased to bring on the market this three-bedroom detached home with two bathrooms in so and so part of area. It's great inside. Like, okay, you've just wasted 99% of all the text. The only thing I didn't know is it's great inside. Outside of that, I knew it all already. You just wasted all that text. You've got two options here. Either tell me something I don't know. So tell me something that isn't obvious from looking at the pictures, like, wow, you won't believe these views. This property overlooks the national park, or this property is only 2 minutes away from so and so school, for example. Perfect for a family. Or the other part of it, which I kind of segued into quite nicely there, is tell me who the perfect buyer is for this property. If you look at it, is it an investment property? Okay, great. Well, let's picture our message around an investment buyer and what they want from a property. Is it a family home who would love to move in that property because it's got parks nearby, or it's close to the school, for example, or it's on the local bus route, for example? Tell me things I don't know. So, are you looking for a family home in this sort of area in school catchment? Look no further. This is amazing. It's got parks nearby and local shops, etc. We're lining up towards who we think the perfect buyer of that property is and putting our message in for that person. Are you looking for a bungalow to downsize to with no, steep curbs outside and no wide door frames throughout sort of thing? This could be the perfect one for you. We've looked at our demographic, we know who that person is, and we've written the message around that. So if in doubt, look at the property listing, who's going to buy it, and put the text around that. But please do not include anything which is already included on the Rightmove side of things. We are not trying to give it all away. If you're doing video tours, don't give it all away. Just show us the best little bits of the property, little teasers, a little bit of a tease there. So we pick up the phone and go, I love the one or two rooms you showed me so far. Can I see the rest of it off the back of it as well? That is the direction we want to go with our property listings. They are not there to be an entire tour of the entire home to give away everything up front. Just get me on the hook. You are then a brilliant salesperson. Once they're inside that property, you can have that conversation with them and you can then try and get their property on the market and try and get them to buy that property as well. That is a double win for you as a business. So make these changes to your listings. The other thing you should be looking for is your Rightmove keywords. This is overlooked massively by many, many estate agents. And in fact, if you want to see a guilty party list who has no idea about what keywords are in your town, go onto Rightmove and do a search in your area. And at the top of the page, there's a little section which says, do you want to add a keyword? Just type in premium listing into that box and then press search. That will list all the agents in your town, in your local area, who have no idea what Rightmove keywords are. Does anybody think that any person who is looking for a property to buy in that area is searching between 300,000 and 400,000 with a premium listing attached to it? No. But are they looking for properties with garages, gardens, parkings, annexes, swimming pools, sea view, depending on where you live in the country? Absolutely. So therefore, we need to have an understanding about what the keywords Rightmove are looking for and what people are searching for on the platform. It's something around 84% of all people include at least one Rightmove keyword. If we don't have the correct keywords in our listing, even if the property has them, we're pushing ourselves further and further down those Rightmove listings onto page 2, onto page 3, onto page 4. And as you might imagine, similar with Google, the further you are down that ranking, the worse your property is going to appear because no one's going to see it. If it's on page 52, best of luck with that one. So what we want to do is look at the Rightmove keywords and the ones that correctly align with the property. Now you can get these directly from Rightmove. You can go on our website, so estateagentconsultancy.com, and there's a free stuff section at the top. You have to enter your name and your email address. You will get some emails from myself saying how's your business going, full disclaimer. There's a inside there though is the top 20 Rightmove keywords for sales and for lettings as well. So when there are 4 places that Rightmove will be looking for you to put keywords into, it just needs to appear in one of these places. It doesn't need to be in all 4. The 4 places are the premium listing label. What a surprise. Who saw that one coming? The second one is the initial text, that bit next to on the search page, the kind of limited character bit. That is number 2. The third bit is the bullet points. You've got 10 bullet points on your listing. You should be using all 10 of them. And then finally, it's in the full text. So let's use a really easy example here. Let's say that I've got a property with parking, but I think to myself, oh, it's really obvious because there's a nice picture of a driveway and a garage. So obviously there's parking on the property. Unless I've mentioned parking in the premium listing label or in the initial text or in the bullet points or in the full description, I'm getting pushed down the rankings for anybody who wants to see a property with parking. Just because I haven't mentioned it because I probably either thought it was obvious or I missed it out completely. So when you do a search on Rightmove, it will list the properties in order of price. So most expensive at the top, cheapest at the bottom. Cool. Okay, can't do too much about that. If you're on page 2, it's because their search results kind of pushed you in that direction. But if you have a keyword attached to it, it'll order it in order of price, but with matching keywords first of all. So let's say half that list has a matching keyword, for example. That top half of the list will be in price order. And if you're in that, fantastic, you're on page number 1. If you haven't listed that word parking on it, commiserations, you've just fallen down onto page 2. Therefore, you're going to reduce number of eyeballs onto your listing by that admin error on that side of things. So you should be looking at that list of keywords and going which properties, assets are lining up with the property I'm bringing on the market. Has it got a garage? Yes, great. Make sure I mention garage. Has it got parking? Great. Make sure I mention parking. Has it got potential to be an annex? This is one that people miss all the time. This is always in the top 2 or 3 keywords on Rightmove. If you've got a property that could potentially become an annex, put in your description, could potentially be a fantastic annex and subject to planning permission if you need to include that as well, if anything needs to be changed with it. So there are also both spellings. So usually word number 2 is annex spelled one way and the word number 3 is annex spelled another way. So put both spellings in your listing to cover off your bases. I mean, I don't think anyone in the UK actually knows which annex spelling is correct. So you've got quite a low bar there, but that should be in our description to make sure that moves higher up in your details. So look at that. So key points. Number 1 point, your listing is not there to sell the property. That is your job. Your listings job is just there to tease people and go, these are the best bits. If you love these bits of it, you're going to love some more of it when you go and see the property, pick up the phone to ourselves. Same mentality with pictures. Same mentality with our video tour. We should not be showing off the entire property on a video tour. In fact, half the video tour should pretty much be yourself talking. So we're only showing off a small snippet of the home. And then finally, the importance of the correct text on Rightmove. Tell me something I don't know, or tell me who the property is going to be perfect for, and make sure those keywords are in there. So I think I've done okay. I don't think I've ranted too much on this, but if you've got any questions off the back of this, there's loads of free stuff on our website. So there is an ultimate Rightmove listing guide as well. So not only can you review your current stock to see what you're doing well, also things like the keywords on there you can work through and make sure your future listings are all cooking on gas as well. So on that note, we'll say thank you very much for joining the episode today. I've not ranted in any way, shape or form. I hope you have a fantastic day and I'll catch up with you very soon.